So I had not assumed that these carnivorous plants are quite as malicious as Marcus did.
Oh, why wouldn't you assume that? Have you seen fucking plants lately, Ben?
Did you assume that they poop?
I had not assumed they pooped either, so we have very little overlap here, which is nice. I kind of assumed that it was more of a Venus flytrap style, like, if something, basically, out of practicality, if something smaller than them, like, gets up on them, they'll eat it. So, they're not gonna, I sort of assumed that, like, as an example, like, blades of grass would eat, like, ants and stuff. That's kind of the scale I went on. So, thinking about, like, danger to people, obviously, trees are still a problem. Grass, I think, as long as you, like, cut it, isn't that big of a deal. Because they'll, like, nibble at you a little bit, but, like, if you keep it cut pretty well, it's not going to be too much of a problem. I feel like the big issue is going to be, like, bushes and hedges, because, like, if you get your hand in there, it's just going to be, like a pack of piranhas. Or pack, that's not right. School of piranhas, that's probably more accurate.
I don't know the term.
I like a murder of piranhas. I mean, it's not the right term, but it's the best term.
It's the most accurate. But so I guess in general, like, obviously, gardening is a much more dangerous task now. I sort of agree with you, Marcus, that people are going to have just, like, a dirt yard or whatever. I will say that I think that if you're, like, really wealthy, you'll probably try to have, like, an actual lawn that you, like, have you maintain for you as, like, a status symbol. But, like, it's not going to be something you just do as, like, a hobby on the weekends, because that's like skydiving without a parachute as a hobby, so...
Oh man, this really adds a new tension to, the bonsai tree hobby.
Yes, right? Exactly. It's very zen.
It's like, not only do I want this tree to stay small, I really want this tree to stay small.
Right. So from there I sort of went to, like, farming. I figured might get a little bit tricky, was my thought after that. But then I realized that farming is pretty much entirely, like, mechanized at this point. So, like, I think you just have, like, armored tractors and you're kind of good. So really, I think, like, in the way that humans directly interact with plants, I think, you know, you stay away from bushes and trees and stuff. But it's not that bad for people in general. So then at that point, once obviously that direction had been pretty unfruitful, I thought, okay, so what is going to die? So first thing, like every bird, like literally every bird except for, like, ostriches and penguins and maybe some eagles, but not, some of the eagles are going to die, but, like, all the birds are just straight dead, right? Like, there's no way out of this one. Birds are all going to die. Squirrels, obviously, you know, things that live in trees obviously going to die.
I feel like most things are going to die.
Well, we'll get to that.
Most animals.
We'll get to that one. So, one thing that at first glance is kind of a good thing, a lot of bugs are going to die. Because they're the only things that, like I mentioned with grass earlier, like, bugs are the only things that are going to, like, definitely going to be able to be eaten by plants.
Bugs are the only things that already get eaten by plants.
Right, exactly. It just scales up. Now they all do.
Yeah, that's just Tuesday for them.
A lot of bugs, you know, like, eat plants. Like, they'll eat leaves and stuff, and that's just not going to end well for them.
Ooh, how does the leaf cutter ant do? That's an interesting battle.
Ooh, I don't know. I think they put up a fight.
Like, because I just met, like, there's, like, this blade of grass that's, like, chomping, and he's chomping, and they're both chomping at each other, but only one of them's gonna go down.
I think if you have enough leafcutter ants, they'll be okay, but, like, they're gonna lose some. It's not gonna be, they might, like, win the battle, but they're gonna lose the war eventually.
Could you send in, like, your one decoy ant, your sacrificial goat, that gets nabbed, and the thing closes up, but then it's, like, a little bit still, so the other leafcutter ant buddies cut it down, freeing the original ant, hopefully.
Maybe. That is possible.
I think we gotta make a video game to compete with Plants vs. Zombies, Plants vs. Ants.
Oh, definitely.
Ooh,
that's very good.
That's Ants vs. Plants is a very good name.
It's a very strong name.
I'm gonna write that down in my board game design notebook.
One bad thing is that one bug that I don't think is going to be all that affected is the mosquito. And it unfortunately also is there's going to be more mosquitoes because a lot of mosquitoes are eaten by birds, which don't exist anymore. So lots of mosquitoes. But this is...
Ben, can you stop making the worst fucking worlds?
Oh, it gets worse. The mosquitoes aren't going to...
No, it doesn't!
No, it does. I'm sorry. The mosquitoes aren't going to be a problem for all that long. Because, so, one thing about plants is that approximately 80% of plant life on Earth is angiosperms, which means they need to be pollinated. And some of that is done by the wind, but usually it's done by insects. And obviously, those plants are going to eat all of those insects. And all those insects are 100% going to die. So then plants aren't really going to get pollinated anymore.
So the plants are going to die too? Or they're not going to reproduce?
So 50 to 90% of the human diet comes from flowering plants. Because flowering plants contain, fruits, vegetables, rice, and wheat. So also, wheat and like corn are things that we use to feed most like livestock. So basically all of our food is going to die too. So in the end, we also do die, it turns out, even though the plants don't eat us.
Yeah, and you know what plant doesn't need insects to reproduce? The fucking sandbox tree.
Goddamn sandbox trees.
It's gonna be the only thing left, and our planet will literally be just like an automatic defense system everywhere at all times.
So as always, one of my answers comes back apocalyptic. It just keeps happening, guys. I don't know.
I mean, mine unexpectedly did.
I guess that's true. Most of these wind up apocalyptic. We have to accept that.
Can we address, like, one, fuck Venus flytraps for this specific reason. They eat bugs, right? They murder. They barely need to. Like, they still photosynthesize. They get, like, literally, like, a little bit of nitrogen from a bug.
It's like taking your vitamin in the morning for them.
Yeah, they evolved, they murder for Flintstone vitamins. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, wouldn't you?
No!
Flintstone vitamins are delicious.
They are very good.
They are really good. I liked the dinosaur one. But that's besides the point. I don't like Venus flytraps on moral principles now.
Also, it's crazy that Flintstone vitamins still exist when Flintstones has been off the air forever.
Well, it's got pretty strong branding. Also, like, I found out that the Flintstone vitamins are actually one of the best vitamins for you.
Really?
Yeah, they're actually, like, by doctors and stuff, like, rated, like, I think there's, like, the Centrum A to Z, and then, like, number 2 spot Flintstone vitamins.
That's amazing. I just realized, and this is a very saddening thought, there are definitely kids that only know about the Flintstones through the vitamins, right?
And Fruity Pebbles.
And Fruity Pebbles. Forgot about Fruity Pebbles.
And that's it.
That's all.
Do you think there's going to be kids who misunderstand that the Flintstones is a really old show and they think it's a really, really old show? And when it was created, that people were actually cavemen?
It was just like Seinfeld, but...
It was just, yeah, it was a reality show.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, based on how fast technology is moving, like, in a couple, like, and how strong branding is nowadays and how fast technology is moving, maybe, like, 50 years down the line, like, we are so far advanced that, like, the 2000s blend in with, like, the 2000 BCs on a technological scale. And it's just like, oh, yeah, that could be.
They're not going to realize that it's a cartoon. They're going to be like, oh, no, that's just because cameras are really bad.
Yeah, exactly. It was just so low definition.
Oh, my God.
Well, that was your bonus hypothetical for the week.
What if people forgot Flintstones were not from the vitamins?